Hey!
Hello.
We are episode 4. Hope everybody's doing good. We got some positivity coming our way here today.
Yes, we do.
Some positive news in the midst of all the craziness. Take it away, Nando.
Okay, guys. So, given the fact that everybody's seeing nothing but negative news lately, here's something that I found. So, do you have a picture of the thing, Mark, or is it up?
I could put it up, man. I could put it up
Yeah.
if you want. All right.
That's right, you put it up.
Which one do you want me to put up?
The one with the
Do you want me to go
actor.
this way, or do you want me to go this way?
There we go. Okay, so that is Mr. John Krasinski. Mr. John Krasinski, he hosted a virtual prom for the class of 2020. This article is a little bit old, April 18th, but still I felt it was relevant. So, there were numerous proms that were canceled across the country, and so Mr. Krasinski and a couple of other stars, such as Billie Eilish, Chance the Rapper, and even his co-star Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight in The Office, also showed up on the live stream.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and it was it blew up on Twitter, especially among high school students, and some of the tweets. So one girl said, "Thank you, John Krasinski, for hosting the most amazing prom ever for our class of 2020." There was another interesting one where a mother took a social distancing photo of her and her date, 6 feet apart, and she said, "Thank you for hosting prom, John, and other stars. Mine was canceled, and my date and I dressed up and FaceTimed while watching and dancing to your live stream. My mom even took social distancing prom photos for us." So, I thought that was pretty cool because a lot of stars recently have been taking a lot of flack for posting a lot of kind of insensitive streams, just kind of showing off their, $90 million homes while everybody else is kind of struggling to get by. So it's kind of nice to see John Krasinski and numerous other stars kind of band together and provide some entertainment for high schoolers.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely made their days, made a crappy situation a little less crappy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure it was. That's got to be one prom that they're going to remember for quite some
Right.
time.
Especially being held by John Krasinski, which everyone knows already. So
Yeah,
it's actually
and
really
just so you guys know, John Krasinski, he also started a YouTube channel that goes over good news. He also incorporates humor, and he also sometimes has guests on. So if you're interested in that, go check out his YouTube channel and tune into the good news that he has to share.
I think that's great. Hearing
Yeah.
nothing but bad news, it's great to hear, positive thing that's going on. You see both ends of the spectrum.
Absolutely, yeah. People could use positivity now more than ever. So speaking of
especially
that,
now.
I have another story. Mark, if you want to put that up on the screen.
I'm fucking up, and I'm using the F bomb.
No, you're doing good.
Here we go.
Don't worry about it.
Ah.
Okay, so that is Central Fresh. That is Central Fresh Market. That is a local market in the province of Ontario, Canada. They made the news recently. They made some good news recently because a man was caught stealing, and instead of calling the police and having him arrested, they sent him home with groceries. So here's a tweet from somebody who witnessed the situation. Yep. Just witnessed a man caught stealing at our local grocery store. Watched the owner confront him and pull fruits and vegetables out of his pack. Then heard the owner say, "We will feed you." 5 minutes later, we saw the man walking through the parking lot with a bag full of groceries. And so the local grocery store was heard the news eventually, and they also chimed in on Twitter saying, "Thank you for all the positive comments. We were simply helping someone in need. Many are very fortunate not to worry about their next meal. Witnessing our community's food insecurity firsthand is heartbreaking. We believe it is of great importance to help those in need. So yeah, they recently made the rounds of good news because like I had stated earlier, instead of calling the authorities and having the man arrested, they made sure that he went home with a full belly, which is great to hear. Any thoughts, guys? Or
Yeah,
You know,
that's
that's
good to
good.
hear, but you don't want to condone that kind of stuff too. I mean, it's involves food, so that's a good thing.
well,
But
no,
say,
I understand
say
that, Nick, but I
you
mean,
steal something more like materialistic,
these
then
aren't normal circumstances, man.
yeah,
That's
oh, of
the
course, yeah.
difference.
I'm just saying,
So,
you know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, true, stealing is stealing, but I mean, I think everyone should at least
Here's the thing,
have a decent meal.
here's the thing. Not to start a debate or anything, but none of us know what it's like to live below poverty level. So until we do, we should be a little bit more open-minded towards people trying to look for their next meal. That's all I got to
Right.
say.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely, especially when
yeah.
everyone deserves to have a meal. Everyone
Right to
deserves
eat,
it.
man.
yeah, I think everyone should kind of like follow that. That was pretty cool, you know. Although I think other grocery stores should be kind of visual of that and kind of start doing that too if they find someone in need. Because it's different times, different
Yep.
times, different
Different
actions.
times, different
Exactly,
circumstances.
and I think these times are like forcing us all, forcing us. I don't want to say forcing, although in some circumstances, yes, to actually help each other out. You know,
Mhm.
that's what makes it less miserable for all of us is being there for each other.
Yep.
Exactly.
Couldn't
Wasn't
have said
there a
it better.
fast food chain that just did something? I think it was Wendy's, right? They're doing like free chicken nuggets or something on Fridays.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of major fast
Isn't
food
that
chains
Wendy's?
that are
I
actually
think it's Wendy's.
trying to incorporate free days where they can give out food to people who are kind of less fortunate. I think KFC did something similar, Jimmy John's, and several others. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
But yeah, guys, let me know for those of you that are watching if you like the good news. I'd love to hear some feedback on that segment, and if I hear some good news on that segment, then I'll continue to provide any good news stories that I find. So
Yeah,
thanks
and
for
if
letting me
you
share. I appreciate it.
Yeah, great
Thanks.
news.
if anybody
Nick.
out there has some good news, send it our way. We'd love
Yeah.
to
Post
hear
it down in the
about
comment.
Definitely.
Post it down in the
Yeah.
comment.
Post it down in
We'd
the
love to
comments.
hear it.
And also, if you've made it this far, why don't you like, share, and subscribe? We're on Facebook and YouTube.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, get on the,
Great
get on the
channel.
bandwagon
Totally
already.
part of it.
If you're still at home board quarantine, definitely check us out.
Heck yeah, heck
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking
We'll
of
chat. We'll
more,
chat with you.
speaking of more exciting news, the iPhone is coming out with another model, right? The iPhone SE.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I
I
had
know.
no idea that
What are the
existed
perks?
until Sachin told me.
Yeah, no, I just found out.
Neither did I. I mean, there's so many different versions too.
Yeah,
So
I found out actually a couple days back. One of my friends was just talking to me. They're like, a new iPhone came out, and I was like, man, I did not know that. So it's
Does
called
it-
like the SE, and it's supposed to be like really similar to the iPhone 8, which is kind of crazy. Like bringing
Does it
back
have a
the old
meat
phone line.
slicer?
No, not that I know of.
Does it shoot out laser beams yet?
Not yet. Not yet. Who
Not
knows?
Come on,
exactly.
iPhone.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I
No, it's,
need,
it's really
I
cool though.
need, I need lasers, iPhone.
Marky,
Oh,
why don't
man.
you pull it up? Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Especially for those who are like us and just finding out about this.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. It's actually one of the cheaper iPhones that Apple is making. I think I heard $399. So it's just kind of crazy for an Apple.
How'd they get it down that low? That's why I'm
$399?
surprised
Heck yeah.
at.
I think I've heard they use like similar specs to the iPhone 8, but they've changed a lot of it too. So,
But is it just like the iPhone 10 or 11?
I don't think so because the chip I believe is the same, but like just the specs. I think the screen's just smaller because it looks like an iPhone 8 really. So iPhone 10 is definitely much bigger than iPhone 8.
Which I mean, I'm okay with a smaller screen. I mean, it's a cell phone.
Right, and definitely with that home button, I think a lot of people kind of gravitate toward it. It's like a little
Yeah,
like
bring
old school look to it.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna rush out to get one, but you definitely piqued my
Right.
interest.
Kind of
Exactly. You're not aware of it if not.
are there any like other features that kind of separate them from other phones and at all?
The only thing I know is that the camera is definitely a little better because it's more like their new update technology.
So is it like closer to the 11 camera?
Yeah, I think it's like 11, 10, 11. Like they're like similar chip. I think the processor that they use is pretty similar to all their newer phones that came out.
So
Just
then it
real
has
fast.
It got down that low.
Yeah, That's really crazy. And really get it down like to a 400 price range. That's really insane. That's good for people who want to buy it though. Like having
Especially with how much the 11 was. I mean, when the 11 came out, it was like crazy.
it was a crazy amount. And now since these times, people are probably a little out of jobs, a little low on money, so this is probably a better option for them.
How much
If
was
they're
the
looking
last
for it.
Galaxy?
Excuse me.
It was like the last Galaxy Samsung, wasn't that?
I'm not
Like
sure.
range?
I think Nick has the Samsung, right? Nando,
Yeah,
didn't you have a Samsung?
I
A
do
newer
too.
one?
I don't have a new one, but
I think Nick had like the 10 or something.
did you, Nando?
Oh, you're talking to me. Yeah. I think around there. I don't think it was new, but it was let me see if I have it on me.
Yeah.
It is a yeah, Galaxy S10. So
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty good. I mean, so to see other phones and have other improvements has got to be something else. I wonder how good this new phone is. Based on how Sachin described it, I would assume it's pretty good. So
Every
Right.
phone
It's
is
like
it's always the camera upgrade.
yeah.
True, that's what
Better-
really gets you.
Better, faster
Oh yeah,
internet.
sure. Just higher resolution and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
better processor and
Yeah.
stuff.
So
No, I think
Yeah.
what really draws people in is definitely that like the hand. It's like the handprint thing, the fingerprint touch ID. That's really cool because none of the newer phones have that. So this is something that people are already used to. So I think it's faster too,
Nice,
honestly.
man. Yeah, I like those.
It is.
And
It's a
then,
lot better than having a code.
well, I think they still use the code. I think the face part though isn't there.
Even with the handprint.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
say you use your
yeah.
left thumb instead of your right thumb,
Right.
and the comes up.
Oh, really?
Didn't that, I think the new iPad is coming around the same time because I know there's a new iPad that was announced.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the iPad because I haven't heard any like news.
I just saw the ad on it. I'm like, I
Okay.
didn't even know it existed until I saw the ad on YouTube. I'm like, wow, it's a new
Yeah,
iPad.
I just figured out this phone came out like 3 days ago, so I really didn't know much about it either until someone told me. So
Apparently, the iPad is like going to replace laptops. Apparently, it comes with its own keyboard.
yeah, especially with their own, they have like their own Apple the MacBooks. Those are really strong laptops too, super sturdy.
Man, always something, right? Always something coming out.
Right,
I know it's like, and it comes out of the blue too.
right.
What's cool though is this next iPhone. If you're saying if that price is correct, I mean that's pretty cool because
Hmm.
if you guys have noticed, like every model beforehand, like if the price keeps just raising.
Yeah, it's always
Exactly.
happening. I'm like, it just
Exactly.
gets higher and higher.
Right, it's just becoming harder to buy for people.
Well, I think it's like cool now because I mean, in high school, I remember you were like cool if you had the newest iPhone,
yeah,
and now here it is. Anyone can get the iPhone essentially. You
Right.
don't need to break the bank to get the new iPhone, which is crazy.
yeah, and with the same specs as with the
I mean-
more higher up iPhone, which is really nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong, $400, that's a lot. Period.
Oh yeah, exactly. For iPhone standards, that's pretty low.
But yeah, I know see what you're saying.
Like
So in the iPhone standards, yeah, or like 800 or 1,000.
Right. Like I think you have the iPhone 10, I have the iPhone 10, and like they're pretty.
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I have
pretty
10.
pricey. So compared to this,
I know, and it makes me want to get the new SE because it's more simplistic than my phone.
exactly, just a little smaller, but that's really it.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh, I'll be fine with that too.
Again, I'm not clamoring to go get one, but I mean, don't
If
be
I was
surprised.
like on an iPhone like 5 or 6, probably.
Oh, if I held my 6 before this, I just had the iPhone 6. That was my last iPhone.
Yeah, I had an iPhone
So-
5C, so like they're like tiny phones.
It's funny because if Steve Jobs was alive, the iPhone would not look like this, guaranteed.
He would probably have different ideas.
it would look like an Android.
Well, because he
knows?
never wanted a big phone.
Well, he was more about like compatibility and like accessibility.
Yeah,
Here's the thing: unless they make a Samsung that can find a way to print food, like physical food that you can pick up in your mouth, I'm not dropping any money down.
the new,
on
the
any
new,
new phones.
the new Samsung phone is
Unless they can have that type of technological achievement, then forget that. So
Yeah,
And
We're gonna wait a long time for that, Fernandez.
right. Maybe hopefully in our lifetime.
I'm still waiting for flying cars. Where the heck are
Maybe,
the flying
maybe in
cars?
our lifetime. Maybe in our lifetime. Maybe.
Right. What you say, Nick? I didn't hear you.
Flying cars. So.
Anthony, my cousin sent this comment. It's funny.
Oh,
Speaking of hogs, though, you could see those at the Brooklyn Zoo. You can also see tigers and lions, and apparently some COVID-19 at the Bronx Zoo
mhm.
because
Really?
tigers, 5 tigers and 3 lions have COVID-19 over there.
It can affect tigers.
And yeah, and apparently some zookeeper had it, and then gave it to the first tiger, and
Oh,
then that tiger just started passing it around. I don't know how
So
the lion.
legitimately, no one is safe from this thing. No one.
right. Because initially they were saying that like animals and pets are okay. So
Right.
Kind of
They
crazy.
were like, I remember they were talking about the
That's
dog.
scary.
Like if you have a dog, don't worry, your dog can't catch it. And it's like something about the hair follicles or whatever. Like COVID-19 doesn't stay in the dog's hair or whatever. But anyways, yeah. So apparently though, animals are getting it. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Either
If it affects chickens and cows, we're screwed.
yeah, either
Right.
either this thing is evolving or we just don't know
Right.
everything about it yet.
And who's
So,
to say maybe it just gets tigers or certain animals, not just pets. So who's to say? We don't know much about it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's easy to see why it infected a bat because bats have one of the worst immune systems, period. So they're natural carriers for all that nasty crap that goes on, like COVID-19.
Right. Right.
Who knows? Maybe tigers don't have a great immune system. I don't know much about.
Exactly. I'm not a
animals.
zoologist,
I
but
was about to say that, but who knows? Maybe there's something about their immune system that's not as strong as like other animals.
possibly.
Bats still have the worst. I know that.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. So it's interesting.
Yeah, they do.
I think this has been around for a while, but it already started affecting cats and dogs, right? Aren't they carriers of it too?
I haven't heard
Not
about
what I've heard. Maybe.
No?
I just know about the tigers and the lions, but
Hmm.
I wonder, I wonder if like apes and like chimps, I wonder if they can get it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're like,
It's kind of
we're
hard to
all
say.
primates or whatever.
Right. Related to us.
Yeah, that stuff's that's crazy, man. Who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's such an early point that still more research has to be done.
A lot more has to be done before we figure out this thing completely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the only answers people want right now, and that we all want, is when is this thing going to end?
Yeah, and
Exactly.
obviously we have another 3 weeks of this.
Indiana's like May 1st, I think.
From
Okay.
what? Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Illinois is June 1st. They got extended.
Yeah, Illinois got extended.
Which
Indiana may do the same thing. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised if we did do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If we did the same thing, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I mean,
Indiana's-
Illinois makes sense because they have Chicago, but then
Indiana's
again,
numbers are increasing too.
Indianapolis is really bad right now too. So
yeah,
they probably might. Who knows?
it would not surprise me like one bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hide your kids, hide your wives,
Mm-hmm.
find shelter.
The COVID is going to get you.
Man,
Oh boy!
COVID-19.
I swear to you, when all this is over, right here, I'm seriously going to flip.
What
Can
did
you
you
repeat
say?
that? Can you repeat that? I think I lost you on that.
The internet. went
Connection
down.
was
I think we
spot.
all broke up for a second. Yeah. I can tell you one thing: it ain't my internet.
Hey,
Well,
mine.
I pretty much.
It's messed up.
It's a glitch.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
Stream set.
Everybody's breaking up.
Yeah, everyone broke up
tweaking
on
now?
that one. Isaac's a
Oh,
little
seriously?
frozen.
Isaac froze too. His tongue's out.
Yeah.
Am I seriously tweaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, your tongue, yeah, your face is in a peculiar position.
Shut up! You're messing with me.
Yeah, you look at
No, dude, no,
I-
we're not. You're
Hey.
stuck.
Also, how about AMC theaters?
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
So, what's the whole story behind that?
Yeah. I don't know much details about it.
So AMC, like, I guess just because of everything going on, like they're just like obviously they all the theaters shut down because of
Mhm.
COVID-19, but apparently, Showplace 16 and 12, they're closing down for good.
Oh, good.
For
Wow,
good?
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I didn't
Why?
know it was for good.
Yeah.
Is it like that bad where they can't reopen anymore, or like what's the reason between a full permanent closure?
Well, it's just they don't have the money, I guess.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, couldn't it be financial? Because they're not making anything in regards to ticket sales. Since
Yeah.
everything's shut down, there's no purchasing of tickets, and everybody's streaming the newer movies. So the theaters aren't getting anything out of this. So I would assume that would probably be the main reason as to why they're unfortunately going under and closing. So
And
that's a shame. That's a shame.
yeah, I feel like many people don't go to theaters though
Do you
anymore.
guys? Do you guys think that like pretty soon here it's just gonna be movies being released on Netflix,
Yes.
and all
Possible.
that?
It could
No
go
more
that way
Yes.
eventually.
It would not surprise me one
digital.
bit.
I mean, in a way,
You
it's
know,
kind of already
it's
begun.
already happening,
Yeah.
but like,
It is. Yeah.
Going to
Yeah.
theater will be obsolete eventually. I feel like over time.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that sucks,
definitely.
man. That's an
I
experience.
mean, I had a lot of good experiences in the theater.
Oh, definitely. As a kid, and as an adult, both of them were great.
Showing popcorn, man.
Mhm.
Going
I ain't paying for popcorn there. I can tell you
Right.
that.
I'm gonna bring my own snacks and hide in. Bring something.
That's something you have to do. You have to sneak in your own stuff. It's part of the experience.
That's part of the experience, I guess. I'm going.
Exactly, such.
Oh man.
you guys need
That's
to
a general response though, but I feel like
especially if you're dating someone or going with someone who has a really big purse, that really comes in handy.
true.
Oh,
There's
dude.
no harm saving money. You can.
When
Why
we
not?
were younger, that was a thing, man. We'd just pick a bunch of candy, put it in our pockets, and go into
Go to some other random store, buy some decently priced candy, and bring it in with you.
Or Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that was the way to do it.
yeah. Dollar Tree was the place to go, and
Yeah, because I'm not spending like what is it, like $13 for popcorn?
plus it's right over there.
It's too
And then
much.
go see the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Although I will say, Star Wars, the last few Star Wars movies we saw down at what was that? What is
The
that?
Crestwood. Crestwood.
That's an experience,
That was
man.
real. That's worth like watching for those big time movies. It's
Those
definitely worth
recliner
watching.
seats.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
All those seats are awesome.
those are
Heck yeah.
great. It's
And
definitely
that's-
worth it.
Yeah, and that's cool too because the the AMC theater commercials, before like the show, they show people going to the bar and getting the drinks and everything.
Right, and you're like, where is it here?
And, like they have that, and it looks like exactly the way
Yeah.
that it looks.
It's
It's
that's
like
like
it's super legit.
that's the fanciest of the fanciest AMC right there.
Oh yeah.
Top of the line.
It's
Yeah,
like the suite of AMC theaters, like the suite
right.
penthouse.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Speaking
gonna
of
suck though, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if someone buys them again, I doubt it, but
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's still gonna be theaters there, just not.
oh yeah, just not AMC theaters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is fine, honestly. If it's a theater for a theater, I'm okay with that.
I mean, a theater's a theater, no matter who owns it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking about getting the three movies, like the 3 movie pass.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever,
remember talking about that. Yeah.
and then
You actually would save money over time.
Yeah, over time, though.
and you know what? Like there were kind of interesting movies coming out there for a while, where like it would have been worth it. There was a little bit of like a slump there. where I
Yeah,
just-
like for a while, it was like hit or miss.
Right. They haven't really been coming out with any really good movies or like hard hitter movies lately.
I know
It's
you
kinda
were
like
talking about that Akira. You saying that was something that looked pretty interesting to you, Isaac?
Yeah, well, it's not getting re-released here. That, to my knowledge, it's only in Japan and some maybe other Asian countries. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, they re-released Akira, and so from what I heard, it's doing very, very well.
And you said it was
Which-
a series?
It's a
Not-
movie. It's
was
a
a movie.
1988 movie they brought to. It's like 4K IMAX,
That's crazy.
like really good.
So what I've read, it kind of seems like a Mad Max remake.
It's like a
I don't-
cyberpunk thing. That's the
Yeah.
theme of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like a revolution kind of thing. Like the biker gangs kind of fighting each other. And
Yep. Kind of like a Fallout vibe to it, a little
Yeah.
bit, and like a
It's-
cyberpunk.
Yeah, it definitely has the the Fallout vibe going on. Everything's in ruins. What's left. Stuff like that.
I'm not a big anime guy, but like that kind of that kind of like a topic or whatever for an anime film that seems interesting to me.
You
Well,
actually
even
should check it out. I mean, it is just like a standalone film. It's quite a long film. I think it's like 2 hours, 2 hours, 20
Yeah.
minutes or something. But yeah,
Easily.
it's actually a really very well animated film. And Isaac and I were talking about it, and I'm not surprised that film is getting re-released because it was a big deal in terms of animation for Japan at the time in the 80s.
It has
So,
almost like a cult following too, if you
yep,
think about
that
it.
too.
Well, it's funny because the only reason why I watched Akira, and I've heard about the movie for years, and I knew it was like a staple. But honestly, when I got Hulu, my girlfriend who saw it and actually read the manga
Mhm.
told me you have to check out Akira. Because even if you don't like anime, I feel like you should at least check out Akira because it's part of the culture thing.
It really is a good film for those who aren't into anime. So, if it kind of, even if you're not into it, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's got everything, it's got mysticism, action, pretty decent score, voice acting, stuff like that. So yeah, check
I've
it out.
heard, I've heard that this thing also had like started out as like a magazine or something, like a magazine
manga.
initially before it was a movie.
Yeah, it had 6 volumes, I believe.
Manga magazine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a manga. It was
really?
so I guess manga is like a Japanese form of like comics.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It had its own magazine, or it had like
No, it was like a comic series.
like
Hey, Marky,
strip
why don't you show the poster for the IMAX?
posters. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
even
it was
redid the
like-
poster, actually.
Poster looks really, really cool.
It's a
Yeah.
nice change
looks
from
awesome.
the classic thing where you just see Kaneda walking towards his bike. It's a nice
Mhm.
change up.
Yeah, so those who don't know, that guy right there, that's one of the main characters, Kaneda. So he's kind of sitting. What is that? A throne? He's sitting on a
It's
throne.
Tetsuo's throne.
Something like it.
Sitting on his
Yeah,
lazy
so
boy
Kaneda is
recliner.
kind of like the main character who tries to stop his friend Tetsuo because he gets pretty much godlike power and he kind of goes out of control with it, and a lot of mayhem ensues. So it's a pretty good film.
There's him on
Yep.
his bike.
That's Kaneda on his bike.
And I think that honestly, I know that actually Akira's been getting big lately again. Now they're going to do an anime series that was announced last year. We haven't heard anything yet. But the original creators behind it, so I mean, I'm all for that.
I think it's because a lot of people wanted a continuation in anime format because the film only touches on a certain volume, right? It doesn't cover all 6 volumes of the manga. So I think that's one of the reasons that they're continuing in like anime format because a lot of people are speculating that it's like a continuation of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus too, I think the reason we saw a huge resurgence of Akira in 2019 because the film takes place in 2019.
Yeah, that too.
Is
Yeah.
this like historically like representing anything, or is there a reason behind it?
No, it doesn't. It's like an alternate reality.
Okay,
It's like an alternate reality.
Yeah.
that's cool. It's cool.
It's before Godzilla comes. It's just this whole thing. Just a
Before
bunch
the
of
Power
mayhem in
Rangers come to
Japan.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
it's all
Godzilla
coming
comes.
together.
Godzilla comes and just cleans out the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before all the giant robots start fighting and shit and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah. If it's Japanese, it has to have giant robots.
Right. You gotta have some sort of random thing in there.
Well, not only are we getting a animated series, but again, it's kind of vague to talk on this because it's been in talk for like 3 years, a live action adaptation, which it has fans split. Some are like, yes, we want to see this. The other half are like, hell no, don't even touch it.
I'm with the other half. Yep.
Which half?
Don't even touch it.
I think someone
God.
So Renee,
they're trolling.
yeah, thanks for clarifying that, Andy. I tried to cut myself off, but you had to
Wait,
clarify.
oh,
So thanks.
my bad. We have to ignore the trolls.
You're sit-
Oh, yeah.
oh man.
Man.
Anyway, speaking of laughing, guess who was supposed to be directing it or in charge of it?
Who?
Who's that?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Well, because he actually in an
He's not
interview.
even a director.
Well, in an interview, they asked him, "Why do you want to touch this?" And I guess Leonardo read all of the Akira mangas, and he was a huge anime fan. And he said he would love the chance to do it. And people don't know that about him. Still,
Yeah.
I don't. I appreciate his love for the genre and everything, but I feel like if you're an actor and you don't have experience, maybe you shouldn't touch a film that has such a. And I don't want to. I don't want to say cult following because Akira is very well known.
Let me use an example.
Well,
Let me
here's-
use an example as to why
Hold
I
up.
don't want to see this remake. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say to kind of like argue against what you're saying though, Isaac.
Mhm.
John Farva, that's how you
Yeah.
say his name, right?
Favreau. John
Favreau?
Favreau. Yep.
Favreau. I couldn't remember. He's just saying.
No, you're
All right.
good.
But anyways,
Money, baby.
Part
money,
French.
baby.
I should know that.
He has never been in any kind of sci-fi movie, I don't believe, or anything of that nature. And he directed Mandalorian, and it came out freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So
Who knows?
So you can't. You gotta give him a chance. Gotta give
Those
Leonardo
guys are
DiCaprio a
talented,
chance.
man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here's the thing, though. Like, you can be a really good director and not follow the source material, and it can still turn out to be a crappy film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
just because you have some renown to your name doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a good film.
Well,
That's an
what I
argument
was
they're
saying.
debating on.
Just gotta
They're
give him a
debating
chance, though.
on
The
how they
name
should
doesn't matter.
handle
You
it.
got to give him a chance. Yeah, man.
Well, they're debating too. They're debating.
but
They're asking.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. They're debating whether they should stick exactly to the manga, which I don't know how they're going to do that in a live adaptation because Akira is very confusing at first to me. But not only that, they're debating also should we change it up a bit and westernize it. Like some details I heard is like instead of Neo Tokyo, it's going to be Neo Manhattan, and Kaneda's going to be a bar owner and in his 30s, and Tetsuo's
What
going to be
happened
around
to
that
Death
age.
Note?
No, I have an
Let's
issue
not
with
do
that.
that.
Man.
What happened?
That's
What
like-
happened to
like,
Death
here-
Note?
Here's the like, and here's my other
Perfect example, Mark.
as to why. Here's my other point as to why I'm against the remake. Isaac, I don't know if you've ever heard of another popular anime film called Ghost in the Shell.
Yes, I have
Ghost
heard of
in
that.
the
I've never
Shell-
seen
yeah,
it though.
Ghost in the Shell was another 2-hour long animated feature that was pretty good. They tried to westernize it. They put Scarlett Johansson in it,
I heard it
and
did
a lot of
terrible.
big fans hated it, myself included. I don't want
Was
them
it
to
even
westernize.
close
I
to the anime?
want them to westernize something that is meant for Japan. Stick to the
Was
roots.
it? Did it follow the story?
I
at least?
agree, man. I got to agree with you.
What's up?
No, I got
Did
to
it
agree
at
with you
least
on that.
follow the story somewhat?
Right.
Yeah,
Agreed.
very,
It's
very
supposed to be.
loosely. They changed the name of the main character. They westernized the
Why
name
would you do that?
of the main
Oh.
character. So it was,
It's
yeah.
a totally new show, though. At that point, it's not.
Yeah.
Really
Well, from what I heard, they scrapped that script with Kanye because fans were like outraged. Apparently,
Yeah. So
understand.
hopefully they stick to the source material. I'm not saying that it has to be by the book because that's very expensive to do most of the time. But at the same time, you at least want to at least try to get the fans to want to see your live action remake, so or your live action take on a very popular very
I agree.
manga and very popular film. So
Well, I don't want to see this thing end up like Marky mentioned. I don't want to see this thing end up like Netflix's Death Note.
yeah, no, that was
terrible.
terrible. That was
It was
terrible.
westernized.
Yeah. Well,
Now-
and the part is it's not the fact. I feel like if they had stuck to the script and they had actually put good actors to play the main characters in the Death Note series, I thought it would have been good.
The only
But
thing that was redeeming was Ryuk. Okay, I will give it that. They got
yeah,
Ryuk good. Which I feel like in the Akira film, if you don't get Kaneda's bike down, or Kaneda or Tetsuo, that ruins the whole thing.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
but not only that, even if they change the names and, like I said, they try to westernize the characters, it's also going to ruin the whole experience too. Because I mean, turning it from Neo Tokyo to Neo Manhattan, and then just changing up the characters' motivations is really going to hurt the film overall. So
Exactly.
I hope they don't go that route if they do decide to do a remake or a live action adaptation. Sorry. So,
Well, the other problem is we may never see it because it's in development limbo. Like the guy who was supposed to be directing it, I don't know, I forgot his name. He left the project to go direct Thor: Love and Thunder. So now they don't have someone to direct it now or produce it.
yeah. Well, hopefully
Which
it just dies off.
I'm hoping it does too, but that's the problem Warner Brothers is having. Warner Brothers owns the rights to Akira here,
Yeah.
but Warner
No.
Brothers is having trouble finding someone to take on the project because either they're busy or they're flat out scared to even take it on because they know what's expected of it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a producer, I wouldn't want to touch Akira, to be honest. I would not.
Well, yeah.
A lot of
I
people
mean,
are going to speak their mind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are serious about it.
yeah.
I don't know. Now, if it comes out, if this is gonna happen, I probably will go see it and do a little review on it, possibly.
Yeah. I sat through Ghost in the Shell, so I'll sit through this, I guess.
Hey, what do you say, Fernando? What do you say, Fernando? Fernandez, let's do a review.
Yeah, I guess so. We might as well if we're gonna put ourselves through that.
Mark Such and you guys are in too if you want to do
Okay.
a review. I don't know. I feel like if
You
that
gotta
does
see it.
happen,
Right. I haven't
I
seen it
want
yet.
to see it first.
I haven't seen any episodes yet.
well, I feel like if say this was really going to happen, which I doubt it will, and I hope it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
I feel like two things would happen. We'd either come back like, "Wow, I'm shocked they actually got it," or we come back and say like, "Warner Brothers, you have the nerve to charge people for this garbage."
Hey, all I'm saying is, give them a chance. Maybe
No.
it'll come out cool.
Well, I have
No.
to see. I have to see the script and what's going on. They don't even have a script yet.
Don't give them the chance. Burn down the studio. Fire DiCaprio. Send him into poverty. Don't touch the film.
Whoa.
I agree. I mean,
Over here
to an extent, I
throwing
agree.
Wow.
Don't burn down Warner
Harsh
Brothers because
feelings.
Warner
Intense
Brothers
feelings.
is making Godzilla vs Kong, and I want to see that before they get burned down. If they do,
All right, never mind. Don't burn down Warner Brothers. Give them funding. I'm sorry.
Hey, speaking of
want to see that
Godzilla,
too.
hey,
Yeah.
have any of you seen the last one? I never saw it.
I haven't either. How is that?
it was all right. It was pretty good.
Really good.
What, was it even in theaters?
Yeah, it was.
Dude,
Yes.
like what, for like a week?
No,
I
it was
saw
there for like.
commer-
a couple weeks.
I remember seeing commercials about it.
Yeah, I remember
First
seeing
time I saw
commercials,
it.
but that was it. And then like one day I was like, I wonder if that's still out. And I went to go
Mhm.
see if it was out still, and it was already
Um,
gone.
Yeah. What's really
Yeah.
weird is they have been doing terrible marketing for the Godzilla franchise. I mean,
And it's actually not
I
bad.
only saw, if I'm not mistaken, like you were saying, Mark, I think I only saw like 2 trailers for Godzilla King of the Monsters or whatever. I think
Yeah. I think you're
And
right.
then I didn't even know Godzilla versus Kong was releasing. I didn't even see a trailer. I
They
didn't
probably
see
don't have that
anything
many fan base.
about it until like last month. So they're not doing too well on the marketing front. So
I
Yeah.
do want to see Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
that'd
They
be
probably
pretty
have a big
So-
fan base too, so it's kind of weird they don't see anything.
So who's
Yeah, you
Team
would
Kong
think
in
they
here?
would.
Who's Team
Mhm.
Godzilla?
Yo,
Team,
I'm Godzilla.
Team Baby Godzilla.
Team Kong. baby.
Yeah.
Smoke rings, baby.
Yeah.
Such and you.
Yeah.
I'll definitely see it.
Baby Godzilla.
Godzilla on that. I'm more of
I'm
a
Team
Godzilla
Kong.
Godzilla. I'm
Yeah.
Godzilla.
because that's the only movie I've seen too. Like two its full entirety.
I don't. Well, I do
You
know
never
one
seen
thing.
King Kong? You never seen the original King Kong?
929 its full entirety now.
Like the 1933 King Kong or the numerous remakes?
Oh yeah, you're right. That's got
Well,
you gotta be a little more specific.
Let's go.
No,
back
you're
to the
good.
movie.
No, because I was just about
Well,
to say I
I've
think
seen-
the best remake of it was probably the 2005 one with what's her name? She was blondish hair.
The Peter Jackson one.
Yeah, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yes, the Peter Jackson King Kong.
That
That
was
was
a good
well done.
that was really good. Yeah.
Well,
That
I do
one
know
is
one
my
thing about this Godzilla vs Kong movie. The producer just answered one question. He said there is going to be a definitive winner. There's not going to be a draw.
Okay,
Oh,
that's good. That's good.
is it called Godzilla versus Kong or Kong
That's
versus
the word. That's the
It's
word.
Godzilla versus Kong, I believe.
Okay,
Because
then
it's a Godzilla movie.
Godzilla
Right.
might win then based on that. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Batman versus Superman. It was a Superman movie, but it had Batman in it. It's kind of like the same thing. It
So
is a
it's-
Yeah, but Superman got his ass kicked though.
I know. I was happy because I was Team Batman all day on that film.
Hey, let's
Maybe
make
can
it
pull
more
that. They
interesting.
could pull that and have Kong kick Godzilla's ass. Who knows?
Let's make it
I mean, it
more
would.
interesting.
I mean,
Hey Andy, I said ass. Are you gonna put that in the comments?
I mean, what's up?
Batman or Godzilla?
Batman, in my opinion.
Batman.
Sachin knows what's up. Sachin
Why?
knows it's Batman.
Give your reasoning.
Cthulhu.
Because he's not naked and he can find the cold.
He's Batman.
Okay.
That's all the reason you need.
Hey,
It's just Batman. It's like better.
Sachin
I'm
knows
not
it's
judging.
Batman.
I'm not judging.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's not even fair.
If anybody remembers,
Batman can weave in and out.
Yeah, but we already know you're Batman all the way.
Of course,
Yeah.
I am.
well, I mean, Superman's just a stupid superhero. Why wouldn't you go for Batman? Batman's more interesting. So I mean,
Okay,
he is.
Superman.
Superman's like a god. He's
Superman-
not Jesus.
Who lines
He's
up
not
on it?
interesting.
Superman can destroy anything. He could see through walls and
Yeah,
all
like-
that crazy stuff. But he's got one weakness: kryptonite.
A rock.
Really?
A rock.
A
is
rock.
I remember
is his
there was a
weakness.
joke. There was like a meme. Superman was making fun of Batman, saying, "Haha, your worst enemy's a clown," and Batman's like, "Dude, yours is a rock."
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
He can't even hurt
Right,
you.
exactly.
Well, and on top of that, Joker's far much cooler than any like supervillain. I think maybe Darkseid is the coolest Superman
Darkseid is
villain
cool.
that Superman has, but I mean, he doesn't even hold a candle to Joker. So I mean, that's just my 2 cents. So
Well, I think the Batman. I mean, I'm biased, of course. I think the Batman villains are a little more three-dimensional in the sense of their personalities.
They
Yeah.
have a personality, I
It
guess.
seems like a lot of the Superman villains, they just want to destroy the Earth, or they have
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
deep motive.
I want to
Yeah.
cause world hunger and beat children. That's pretty much their motivation. And then
That
like
is true.
for whatever.
All of
I mean, I'm not
Batman's-
dissing Superman because I like the Superman comics and the Superman story. I'm not dissing him at all.
He's
It's
all
all
right.
Batman's
Batman
all
fan.
of the villains in Batman they have crazy backstories. Like it's just more interesting.
Mhm.
There's more like depth to
Substance
all
there.
of it.
I think
Yeah.
Batman's been in a lot more adult-themed comics too. Like he fought Jack the Ripper, he fought Dracula. I mean, he makes really cool adult-themed stuff.
I don't know, man. It's just really hard for me to understand that Clark Kent is Superman. I can't tell the difference between them.
The glasses.
You know? It's like Clark Kent. How's that Superman? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's gonna think we hate Superman now.
No, I don't hate him. I'm just calling him out on his shit.
I don't hate him either. I just think
See right
I just
through
think
you,
he's a re-
Superman.
I just feel he's overrated. I think a lot of people like Superman, and I don't know why, because he's got like a Jesus complex, and just he's just boring.
Well, do you guys think Henry Cavill played a good Superman? What's your guys' take on that?
Not really. I don't think
you
he
watch
did
The
that good of a
Witcher?
job.
He did okay. It wasn't great.
I did think he did good in The Witcher, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Witcher's
he
good.
did do good on The Witcher.
I don't know about
He
that.
nailed it on The Witcher.
Yeah.
By the way, are they doing a season 2 of that even?
Yes, they are. It's already in
Oh,
production.
yes. Because I love The Witcher.
So
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I haven't
You
seen any.
should definitely check out The Witcher.
I do have to warn you. All right, guys. Like for those of you, and again, I'm a huge nerd. If there's any literature to it, I read it. Okay. Originally, The Witcher was a book series by Anders Sapkowski. I read some of the books. If you go in and watch the Netflix show, I'm not saying you have to read the books, but you're going to be confused in certain scenes. So that's my biggest issue with the season 1 is that people who have not read the Witcher books are going to be like, who the hell is Temeria? Who the hell is Nilfgaard?
But
Who
I
the
feel
hell
like
are these people trying to kill? It's there's not a lot of background information.
So is this series like meant for people who read the books in a sense?
What's up?
So is this series like meant for like the hardcore fans in a sense?
So I
Or
think
cater them?
one of the creators addressed that of the show, and he said in future seasons we're going to make it more accessible to the average viewer and the people who read the novels and
But I think
the
you can
books,
say,
play the
I think you
game.
can say that about, I feel like you can say that about a lot of movies, though. You read the book, you'll just get a better understanding of it.
But see, I haven't even played a Witcher game, which is a sad fact. I'll admit that.
Hey guys,
Pick up The Witcher 3.
I don't mean to cut off the flow here, but
Oh.
we gotta take a step back real quick and acknowledge
We got a challenge.
Costas over here. We do not hate Superman. We're just
Costas, we don't hate him. Nope.
we're
We
just
don't
calling
hate
him
him.
No, we don't.
No. I
Costas,
just
we're
think
big
the guy's
superhero
overrated.
nerds.
That's all.
We're big superhero nerds. We like them all, Costas.
Costas. He was just over
It's my buddy KT
doing a science project
in the house.
or not a science project. Sorry.
Hey, that's something they can comment. Comment your favorite superhero.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man for
We
me.
would love to know. We would love to know.
So.
Marky, who's your favorite superhero? Sachin? Well,
You know
Sachin
what?
said Batman.
I gotta.
I really more to Batman.
I don't even follow the crowd or nothing, but Spider-Man. That's my guy.
Spider-Man, yep. Spider-Man.
It's Batman all day for me.
Well, it's because I remember seeing like the cartoon version of those, and like I followed that the most, and I thought I liked it. So
Spider-Man was always like super cool to me.
The Spider-Man cartoon was amazing. The 90s.
Yeah, man.
I feel like all the Marvel 90s cartoons were amazing. X-Men, The Incredible Hulk, which I just binged on Disney Plus, and
Spider-Man too. Yeah, with Disney Plus, you can binge all of it now.
Spider-Man's another one with like really cool backstories for the villains.
Yeah, no, I mean it tackles a lot. I mean the thing there. I think the reason why Batman and Spider-Man are such popular superheroes is because they're not afraid to like deal with serious issues. Whereas like a lot of other superheroes just try to prove how powerful they are. And like Isaac was saying, they fight a villain who wants to create world hunger or blow up a planet or whatever like that. Like if you just have that story beat for like someone like Superman, it's a boring story. Whereas if you follow Batman or you follow Spider-Man and they're dealing with, I don't know, like police corruption or poverty or stuff like that, that all adds to the story. It makes the hero far more interesting, just in my view, I guess. So,
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I agree.
And I'm
Doc
sure
Ock is Spider-Man's
Superman.
friend. Doc Ock is like, before all of the crazy stuff happens, they're
And I'm
friends. And then all of a sudden, Doc Ock's like, oh, I want to, destroy all of New York or whatever. And Spider-Man, Peter Parker's got like this kind of like dilemma. There's this, it's just a really cool story with that.
Yeah, I mean, the kid is I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I finished. I was just saying, like, it's just cool. It's like the whole like, well, that he's my friend, and I don't want to hurt him, but like I have to stop him.
Yeah.
He's gonna do something really bad. So
and I mean, not only that, it's just you've got like real world themes. Like if you've read like I said, I'm a big comic book guy. If you actually read some of the earlier Spider-Man comics, you've got Peter Parker as a teenager trying to deal with his family living in poverty. He's trying to make ends meet so he can take care of himself, his Aunt May, his friends, all the while worrying about his secret identity. With Batman, you've got a billionaire surrounded by other billionaires, but he at least wants to make Gotham a better place, whereas everybody else wants to keep Gotham impoverished, engaging in class warfare, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's what really adds the charm of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Batman, and Bruce Wayne. So that's the reason I like him the best.
I'm not saying all the Superman villains are two-dimensional because I
agree.
They're not. I mean, I don't know that much about Superman. I'm sure there are some great, like Superman Doomsday. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Superman Doomsday because it's showing Superman vulnerable for once against this giant thing we cannot imagine.
Yeah, there's a really interesting comment here. I think this really depends on the writer of the story, not the superhero themselves.
That is an amazing take on that.
It is.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
100%.
A certain writer can definitely add a different spin on a story or continue something that a lot of people found interesting about the superhero in the first place. So yeah, no, that's a really good point, man. Yeah.
I mean, I think he makes a good point. It's all about the writing at the end of the day. You can take the boringest character, but if you have great story and development, it's going to be amazing.
And again, to add to your comment, I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I don't hate Superman, but I haven't read a lot of Superman comics, so there could be comics based on Superman that do deal with heavy themes and stuff like that. So I could be wrong on that front. I don't know.
I mean, Boyle
There is definite bias for me just because I like the character of Peter Parker and Spider-Man and Bruce Wayne and Batman. So I will concede that. So yeah.
Well, again, the example I use is Superman because Superman's invincible, but yet in that movie or comic, we see him vulnerable. So I think that was great.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of the Dark Knight Returns series. When Batman's 60, we see him vulnerable. It shows us, these heroes they're not indestructible. They are vulnerable. And again, I think that's great writing there.
So, Mark, Sachin, what do you guys think? We've been rambling on for a good couple minutes, so sorry about that.
No, we're just not as big fans. You guys are definitely bigger fans than I am. So
sorry about us.
Right, I really don't. I really don't know much.
I think as far as the writing goes,
let's just hope the writing for the new Batman movie is actually good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least follows the
That's another topic for another day.
Mark, I think as far as the writing goes, though, I think you got to really look at who are the better writers, DC or Marvel?
Well, and it's also a matter of opinion.
I think that's a whole other debate for another video, dude.
A whole hour on that.
Yeah,
because I mean, maybe it's not really that one of them is better than the other. It's just different styles, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Because as far as from what I've seen, DC is more of
the adult theme
stuff. Well, the destroy the world kind of themes, more on that side. And then where Marvel, I mean, there is obviously still destroy the world themes, but there's also more of a
entertainment,
like a conflict. There's more of a conflict between characters. There's a it's not just like the villain or the superhero. It's like the human being that is that superhero or villain. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that, but as far as I've seen,
I don't think you're wrong.
There's more of that in Marvel.
I mean, like I said, in regards to the writer, I think that boils down to a matter of opinion. Some people really love Stan Lee's take on Spider-Man. Like me, I think it's the best. Obviously, he's the creator, so he did it the best in my view. But I'm not against reading another author's take on Spider-Man. The same way goes for Batman. So that goes to a matter of opinion. Addressing the point where DC's kind of like the destroy the universe thing, and Marvel's kind of like the. What did you say about Marvel? Sorry, I can't. But anyways, I mean, again, I think it does boil down to a matter of opinion because some people might think Superman is a very interesting and complex character. Some people favor DC over Marvel. Some people favor Marvel over DC, and some people love both. So I think it's just to each their own,
I fall in the category of both. To be honest.
Same here.
Both have their ups and downs. I think.
Yeah.
Whichever you side with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a matter of opinion.
I like Shazam.
That was cool.
Shazam's pretty good. Yeah, no,
Shazam.
Cool.
Shazam. Well, I still have yet to see Shazam.
It's pretty
It's
good.
on my
It's definitely
list.
worth the watch. It's worth the watch.
Yeah, that was really good.
I still have to see Aquaman. I heard a lot of mixed things about that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Aquaman.
I like that one.
Aquaman is, I think of all the DC movies so far, I think that one had some of the coolest battles.
I like it because Black Mana's in there, and I think Black Mana is an awesome supervillain that's underrated.
And that was the first time I've seen him in action too.
Really?
At least I'm not much of a comic person, but
I'll have to put that on my watch list.
it's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I think that's about it. I think we're just about to wrap it up here.
Yeah, guys, thanks for the commentary down below. That really helps add to the conversation.
Yeah, we value your comments and opinions.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'd like to know who your favorite superhero is, and are you
that'd be
DC
pretty cool.
or are you Marvel?
And
also, guys, any feedback that you have for us, we'd love some constructive feedback or anything like that. That really helps add to what we could potentially talk about in the future. So,
and if you're about Vault Talk, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yep.
We are on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep.
So hit us up on both.
Thank you all for viewing.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great one.
We'll see you next week.
Yep.
See you next week. Well, boom! and I
Skadoosh.
should have ended it. Shit, I'm not ending it. Oh no.